Okay, so I've been wanting to share this little idea for actually quite some time. You and I have talked about this a few times.
A few times, yeah.
It just keeps resurfacing. I took the time to write it down, several weeks ago, and I've not had the chance to actually talk through this, but
I feel like you've been using this with agents a lot recently.
I've had the conversation several times. It keeps resurfacing.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to name it today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're going to, first of all, this might hit some nerves. So no names. We're not going to talk about people.
Okay.
We're not going to out anybody on this, but I'll try be gentle.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to start by saying that there is a glitch. There is a glitch in people's brains. I think it's everybody's brains, but I'm talking about realtors today.
Specifically?
We'll call it a coding error that somehow entered into the matrix of our minds. And the name I'm giving it, because this is just a new thing I'm going to start doing, is the OPE.
Okay.
It's the outcomes prioritization error.
Oh, okay. I'm on board. I like
You
it.
get it?
Yes, I do totally get it with where we're going. Yes.
Okay, so let's try and explain it to people.
Mm-hmm.
And the best way I know to do this is just to give a couple of examples. I've scrubbed the names. There are no...
No name shop.
This is all fictional. These are
totally made up.
Not real people, okay? So I got several examples, and maybe you got a few as well. So let me just start with a couple of different categories of the OPE.
Okay.
The outcomes prioritization.
This is my favorite. Yeah, I like it.
Here's example one. I'm going to call it but they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get into the categories later. But so here's one, but they're wrong. It's you're the list agent, and you get an inspection request. And on the list of inspection items is several things that are fine and legitimate. But one of the things, or two of the things, or three of the things,
Or maybe a lot,
are not technically
contractually things that they're supposed to ask for.
It's not a safety issue. It's not this. It's not that. It's not structural. It's not mechanical. It's not radon.
Mm-hmm.
And that is wrong. And so
how could they?
They'll come to me, and the conversation will be, what am I supposed to do about this? Because I've got this agent that's asking for these things. And I'm like, well, I mean, you just present them to your client and come up with a response and just say no to some of them and yes to some of them. But remember, obviously, if you say no, then you're saying no.
Yep.
Well, but those aren't legitimate.
and I always have to say, remind on that too, is often those aren't the agent asking for it. It's their client.
Well, it might be the agent being a dummy, and they may have led their clients to believe that it's okay to ask for those.
Yeah.
But this is the problem. We get into that debate. And they're like, so what should I do? And my response is, well, you should present it and then you should get a counteroffer.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, but they can't include those. And then my response is, well, but they did.
But they did.
They did.
So
and they're like, well, but they can't blow up the deal over those things. I'm like, well, but the buyer cannot buy the house. And if the buyer doesn't buy the house, then I guess you could sue them. Are your clients wanting to sue people for this? Or would they probably
asking for other things? Yeah.
Or would they have to move on and just sell the house to someone else? Well, they'd probably just move on and sell to someone else. I'm like, okay. So then the fact that it's wrong and that the agent's wrong really matters and doesn't matter, does it?
It does not.
So that's example one, and that one shows up a bunch
Yes,
in
does.
In the but they're wrong category. A couple more but they're wrong. This is the agent submitting inspection items after the time has expired. They show the house again for some reason. They show up for something else, and you give them permission to. And then the next thing you know, there's more inspection items, and you're like, well, you can't ask for these things, but they did. And
yep, this happens.
And they cannot buy the house. And well, we could sue them, but will you? And then the other example is this is there's millions of these, right?
Yes,
all
absolutely.
in the but they're wrong category. A client saying that you aren't properly marketing their house, but you know that you've held opens like every 2 weeks now for 3 months. You've done everything you need to do, and the client is saying you haven't marketed the house, and you're like, they're wrong. I've been doing it.
They don't know how hard I've been working.
They have no idea, and so I'm going to tell them, and I'm going to explain this to them. I'm like, well, but if you do that, you're going to end up in a fight, in an argument with the client. Seller, and like, how's that going to help get to the finish line?
Yeah.
And so, well, let me leave that as example one. We'll call those the but they're wrong.
Yeah.
Let me do another example. This is, I'm going to call it but why should they get away with it category?
Oh boy. Yes, I hear that one a lot. Yeah. Okay.
So this is the agent that wants to sue the buyer because they violated the buyer's agency agreement. Another good example of this is wanting to file a complaint against an agent that was a scoundrel or a scumbag.
Yeah, below ethically. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And also listings. This is a big listing one. You've had the property listed for 3 or 4 months. You can tell that they're wanting to break the contract. They're saying, we just want to like terminate. You do some fishing. There's no agent that's soliciting them. They just don't want to list the house anymore. And you're like, yeah, but I can hold them to the listing contract.
Yeah.
Why should they get away with the fact that I've given all this value to them and they want to just move on? And we have a contract.
Yeah. Okay.
And so all of these things I really think are just the same thing. Mm-hmm. And they come down to a fundamental choice that we have to learn to be smarter about as agents. And I actually give it a title. The title is, do you want to win or be right? And I think I need to define those things for a second because there's lots of versions of being right and there's lots of ideas of what winning might be. But it's really a choice to either focus on winning, getting the big, hairy, audacious goal.
Yeah, the bigger outcome. Yeah, the more important to him.
Validating your ego is really what it comes down to. Well, both of those examples are things where you're pissed off, and I get that we're in business, and I get that we're here to make money, but what's going on inside the psyche of an agent at that moment is a loss of clarity about what really matters because their ego's been pulled into the situation. Now, this is the part where I offend people. And when agents come to me and want to talk about this, what they really want me to say is, yeah, we should beat the crap out of that person. And I should probably do a better job of saying that first because it would like it would calm your anxious heart.
Yeah.
But what I tend to do is not that. What I tend to do is help people try to see the reality of the fight that's actually going on inside of them in order to elevate their thinking towards the bigger story, the bigger focus of what actually needs to be accomplished.
Yeah, and when you say that too, I feel like the word that you hear is the word ego, and I feel like that has a very negative connotation to a lot of people as far as that. You don't correlate those two.
I don't say that to them.
No, I know, but I'm just saying like the understanding of what's actually happening inside of you is a different fundamentally different thing, and I can feel like like that difference of what's happening, like being right is really about my ego, and that when I tie that together, I'm like, oh.
So you think I should use the word ego?
I don't know. I feel like it's an understanding, right? It's a different way to understand it and go to the other side of no, but what is really the bigger point of what we're trying to get done here?
Well, look, I've had this conversation a bunch lately, and so let me try and break this apart.
Yeah.
Do you want to win or be right? And when I say be right, it could be, do you want to win or have justice? Do you want to win or have it be fair? Do you want to win or save face? There's a lot of these. We'll get to those in a minute.
Yeah.
But let me start with winning, because I think this is actually the bigger point of clarity. Winning, there's two levels of winning. And I think the first level should always be, we're here to serve a client. At the end of the day, our first and foremost, our goal should be that we're representing a human being and we're trying to get them to a finish line that they're interested in. And so, in both of those examples, some of them, the client now has abandoned us. And so goal number one isn't the point.
Right.
But in the situation where you're debating an agent over an inspection item, when the fact that agent is wrong or the buyer is wrong about their list of questions becomes more important than how we're tactically and strategically going to get this football across the line.
Which is the actual goal. Yes.
That is the goal. That's winning. And so I think we need to understand that in many situations, the first notion of what winning is getting the sale for the client.
Getting them what they want, what they need, what they're just,
And what I see over and over and over again is this list of alternatives, justice, being right, actually tends to often supersede that goal. You actually get in the way of representing your client.
Yes.
I can tell you till I'm blue in the face during the situation, but you're so
in it,
obstinately frustrated with the offense to your ego, your sensibility, your intelligence, whatever it might be. And again, I love you all, guys. I'm I'm on your side, I promise.
Yes.
But I get to see this day in and day out.
Yes.
So that's winning level one. But I actually am not, that's important. I'm actually more interested in winning number two.
Yeah.
Because winning number two is a function of thousands of winning number ones, plus a whole bunch of other winnings. Winning at level 2 would be building the life and the business that you actually want. What do you want out of life?
Yes.
What's the big thing?
Yes.
What do you want for your family, for your business, for your purpose, for your mission? What are you trying to accomplish? And I think one of the biggest problems is that most of us don't have that very clearly defined.
Agreed.
And so here we are in a situation, and our sensibilities have been offended. And they're saying they're right, and we know they're not. Because maybe we're a 1 on the Enneagram, or maybe we're an 8 on the Enneagram.
Justice.
And they are getting away with something, and we're like, they must be beheaded.
Yeah.
There must be justice for this, or the world is not right. And I think what's going on there, and we've drawn it as the scales of justice, is because we're not crystal clear on winning for the client, and we're not crystal clear on what we're actually trying to accomplish in life. I think this thing becomes a temporary, big, hairy, audacious goal. It becomes the thing that drives us more than anything else. And it's because, and maybe you're right, maybe ego needs to be said more, because our ego has become involved and we've become more focused on that as an outcome. And so really the fundamental choice here in all of these situations is, do you want to get the outcome?
Yes.
Meaning win.
Yep.
Or do you want to satisfy or validate your ego? Mm-hmm. In this case, it's being right. Let's run through the list of those.
I think that's helpful as a context too.
Well, and maybe you've looked at these quite a bit. Run through the list and maybe which ones jump out to you or do you see most?
I mean, we've talked the most already about being right, justice or fairness, but some of the other ones are more prominent for a person like me.
Interesting. Because you're not, like, you're a 9, so you don't have to be right.
So I am not about being right. I mean, maybe sometimes with my kids. And I'm not about justice or fairness or somebody like getting what they deserve. Mine tend to be more in the being liked or avoiding discomfort category. Yeah. So I'm gonna backpedal, and I'm gonna go for the win of being liked over some time, or just avoid the discomfort in general.
What's an example?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, so I think it's interesting because I feel like I can very easily separate the being right for me and I can see the client's outcome, and I'm going to put that as above maybe anything of where I'm trying to go in the situation. So I feel like I'm good at prioritizing and compartmentalizing. This is not about me. This is about their win. And my end goal is for them to like me. I need to go win for them.
So
right?
What about giving them hard news? Giving them telling them, no, you're totally, you're wrong about your price. I mean, as a 9 that wants to be liked, that wants to avoid discomfort, that's not a struggle for you?
It is and it's not. I mean, that's probably a confidence thing. It definitely was in the beginning, and it is not as much anymore. But I prepare for those in a lot different way. Like I have to psych myself up for those harder conversations. Because I know it's not comfortable for me, and I know my goal is for them to like win an advocate and for them to like me. So
What's interesting about you as a 9 is that version, not wanting to be like and wanting to avoid discomfort, that tends to manifest and happen inside of you.
Yes.
It's fear, it's anxiety, it's like it's hard. So sometimes you avoid the conversation, but it's not very visible.
Yes.
When it's about being right or justice,
you can
it tends to come out in like the anger and frustration, and they want to tell us about it, and they want to because they want to argue. I mean, I'm no names, but I've seen some very, very long emails written to clients, or very, very long emails written to agents that I looked at the email. I'm like, you did not say that.
Yeah.
If you said that to that other person, you absolutely subordinated getting the outcome
that actually matters.
You validating your ego. Mm-hmm. Guys, it's a big maturity thing. It's an EQ thing. And you must remember that there's bigger goals that you're trying to serve. And whether that's the agent or just getting where you're trying to go. Mm-hmm. And so, another example of this is, pursuing justice for me, that you may get the justice. So you want to sue the agent and you want to chase them and you want to file a complaint, and the number of complaints filed against our agents is infinitely higher than the number we file.
Yeah.
And the reason is this.
Yeah.
The reason is if getting your justice against someone that you think wronged you, whether they did or didn't, becomes more important than getting what you want out of life, then you take your time, your energy, your focus, your vitriol, and all your anger, and for the next month, 2, 3, 4 months, you focus that attention. You go to bed at night thinking about, am I going to win this little lawsuit? I have learned over time that every time I allocate energy towards getting justice or being right, here's my advice. Just be wrong.
Yeah.
Just be right, but allow them to think they're right.
Yeah.
And then work the situation, work the circumstances to get the outcome that really matters, which is get the sale.
Yeah.
And let this agent forever think they were right and think they got the best of you. Let them think that they were the
stronger one, not being
that's
weak.
the other one, not looking weak.
Yeah.
But I've got this bully and they're bullying me and they're such a jerk and I need to stand up for myself. I've heard this one before and I get it. And there are situations in life where you do need to stand up for yourself. But what I've learned is if you can allow the bully to be the bully, if you can let them think they won the fight, let them be the strong man, but you get what you want out of the situation. You get your clients win.
Clients what they want,
and you don't need to lose any more sleep over it. You keep moving forward towards your goals. This is what winning on a compounding level over time looks like. It's the decision to prioritize the thing that matters over the thing that doesn't. And what matters is getting the outcome, not your ego.
Yeah, I was totally imagining as you were saying that you're losing sleep. And I mean, literally, this is there's physical chemicals running through your body when you choose to prioritize that are negatively impacting so many other things in your life, right? So like that's winning number 2 was the thing I was thinking about the most, right? Like what are you then not focused on for your family and for where you're trying to go and whatever, when you choose to focus on that drama, to me, the drama of that and like living in that cycle of high cortisol and stress like that.
And I think we all see that later on, like down the line.
You just can't see it when you're in it a lot of times.
But I think that's a skill set that needs to be developed. And that's EQ and that's rising above your ego. I want to read them all.
Yeah.
Being right is the number one that I see, especially with 1 Enneagrams and like people that are factual and the former accountants. Justice or fairness is the 8. But it's also people who maybe have been bullied or just think that the world should be right. This comes from people that really do right by people.
Yes, they want that for everyone else. They want to hold everybody else to that standard.
The world would be better if it was like that.
Yep.
Not looking weak. This is about pride.
Yes.
This is about someone's bigger and stronger, and you've had bullies in your life before. And why do I always have to be the one that cowers to these clowns? And my question to you is, well, what do you want? Do you want to win this little battle? Do you want to be stronger than this bully? Or do you want to get the win for your client
yes.
and move on with a bounce in your step, moving towards your goal so you can buy your van, get your vacation, buy the house you want, whatever you want to do?
Yep.
You must choose because you cannot have both in most situations.
It is a trade-off.
Being liked. This is for our nice people that are afraid of conflict or just really are genuinely like they want to win friends. They want everyone to be their friend. Do you want to be this person's friend or do you want to get the outcome? Sometimes it means you have to be
kind candor. Like that's the word I always have to say to myself. Like they deserve to know this and I need to tell them. And
as a client.
Yes, as a client.
But also the agent on the other side.
Yeah, kind candor. Like that's where
avoiding discomfort we covered.
Yep.
And then the others.
Proving a point.
Proving a point. Defending past decisions. This one's interesting. It's got to do with the 9 levers of persuasion. Number 1 is consistency. We have a very strong drive internally as human beings to act consistently with previous. This is why we tease people, politicians who change their mind. And I'm like, wait. A politician that changes their mind should be
celebrated,
exalted.
Maybe. Yes.
Like, well done. You obviously are honest.
You saw something. Yeah.
You improved.
Yeah. You saw something different. Yes.
But we don't.
Yes.
We go, well, you flip-flopped. And so we have a very big fear of flip-flopping. And so maybe we said something in the past. And so we feel like we need to hold the ground on that.
I wrote, when I think of that, it's like, I got to stick to it. I've got, this is my thing and I'm sticking to it. I'm putting my feet in the ground on this one.
It's a similar drive to moral superiority. Yeah. This is about I want to have the high ground over this person and then control. Like this is one.
That's a big one.
It's kind of interesting as a business owner, control. You can be in charge, but not be in control.
That's a good differentiator. I like
that
way you said that.
Can you be in the passenger seat of the car, but still be the person deciding where we're going, but not be driving? And this is a hard one for people. So look, that's a lot of I've got some other thoughts, but let me just get your reaction to all of that. You've heard me have this conversation before. You see the problem because you've seen a lot of this. Oh, absolutely. For me, I tend to see it more in the be right, fairness area because these are the louder people.
Same.
And I've seen it manifest in, again, terrible emails to clients, horrible desires to fight with people in ways that simply will not get us where we're trying to go. And I believe it fundamentally is about ego. And I'm scared to say that to my agents because I don't want to offend them. but here we are, and it's what they need to hear.
Yeah. No, I would say like the other ones that those two for sure stand out to me as part of like what I see. I'm trying to help people see around and see through. I would say proving a point and control are probably the other two. You can't control all the emotions in all the situation, right? Like you can't be in charge. Yeah. You can't be in charge of all the things and how they're feeling and how they're feeling and how they're feeling. You got to let go of some of that control. So I would say I see that one a lot too. And I think I like that we're having this conversation because we do have this conversation a ton. If people can just learn to maybe take a pause, take a breath, right? And like see what's happening, right? Like it's like the internal things that are happening so that you can work, because it is work, to see above and around that. I think that's where my point is on this. You have to train yourself to see above and around it.
Yeah, and that's a high calling, right? Because we all struggle with this.
No, absolutely.
So let me cover 3 points on why I think we struggle with this. I covered the first already. I think the reason this is such a big struggle is, one, we actually don't have a clear picture of what winning looks like. I think, one is we've forgotten that at the end of the day, we're not here for us. We're here for a client.
Absolutely.
Subordinate all your needs, all your desires, all your ego.
Remove that from the situation.
If you being right gets in the way of your client getting the sale, you just need to shut up and be wrong or pretend to be wrong. You can go to your grave knowing that person's the real idiot, but don't let that fight get in the way of the outcome.
Agreed.
But more importantly, I just don't think that we've actually defined our goals clearly. I don't think we have a clear vision of the mountain we want to climb. When you have that thing that you want to go get, when you have clarity of your future vision of yourself, we did this as a staff.
Future-based, like there's so much I want to say on that.
Yeah. Then I think it's easier to see the trade-off. Like if I don't know where I'm going, then when something pops up, I'm like, well, I guess I'm going there.
Yep.
But when I know where I'm going and this little fork in the road shows up, I'm like, no, I can't afford to focus on this right now because I'm dedicated to getting there.
Yep.
So one, we don't have a clear picture of what winning looks like. Number two, why do we struggle with this? Immaturity.
And it's emotional immaturity. I agree.
It's outsized ego and undersized EQ. And the problem with EQ is, man, it is hard to teach. Like, how do you help someone see themselves that can't see themselves? They're behind their own eyes, right? So we haven't yet learned to tell the little voice inside that always yells for validation that it needs to like get into the corner so that the adult version of us can choose the path that actually matters. It comes down to we're bad parents of ourselves. We've all got that voice. We all want vindication. We all want justice, some more than others. I'll say I want it pretty highly. I can speak to this because I am a guy that believes that people should be punched in the face. But
this is something that you've had to really learn to do. Like,
if I ram people off the interstate for driving in the fast lane with my car, I'll get a dent in my car and I'll get pulled over and I'll lose my license. It's not worth it because I've got somewhere I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
And
that's a good example.
And then I'm going to add this one into the mix. I would say I see this a ton. And the third reason we struggle with this is bad advice. I actually think what we do is we go to our peers, we go to other agents, and we go, you're not going to believe what this idiot on the other side of the transaction, my client is such a jerk. And so we go to friends, parents, colleagues, and what they tend to do is they agree with our whining. Now, sometimes they're actually agreeing and sometimes they're just tolerating us. But mostly we actually like to gripe. I was going to say a different word.
Yeah.
Sometimes we like to complain and moan, and people that like to complain and moan like other people who complain and moan.
And they like escalate each other when they do that.
So they should do that.
Rampage.
And I can't believe that. And now I'm like, I am right. See, somebody else sees
I'm validated. I am.
And it is about we should burn these people at the stake because if everybody does this, the world will be a terrible place. And what we're doing is we're allowing bad advice to continue to subordinate the thing that really matters. For the stupid little petty argument that doesn't. And it doesn't mean I don't feel everything you're feeling, guys. It just means that part of success over 25 years has been learning to choose which of those things matters most in the moment. And I think you'll have clarity on that down the line when you pick the fight and you go through the war and they're full of scrapes and you're full of scrapes, but you feel vindicated and you walk away. At the end, you go, man, I spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah.
And did I actually win? Does anybody actually win an argument?
Exactly.
And does this clown on the other side that thinks they're right, do you think you're actually going to convince them of anything else? Do you think they got there overnight?
Right.
They've got 40 years of being a clown. And what I want to say is you're the bigger clown. You're the bigger clown if you let that knock you off your horse.
Yes.
Because you don't know where you're going and you can't get control of your own ego. Am I crossing lines here?
No, I think it's I think it's the reality that people need to hear to let it go. Like if I can take anything away from this, again, like my dream for everyone, because yes, you have to make the choice. This is something that you have to work through. This is something that I have to work through in different iterations, right? Like these are things that we have to work through. So calling out what it is the first step, right? Yeah. Identifying what it is and then learning to, and I love this question, always ask, what outcome do I actually want here, right? What am I actually trying to do? And if you can train your thinking and your emotions to stop and pause to get to that question before we have this instantaneous physical reaction to things, I think that is what I hope for people. And like you just need the brutal honesty to be able to get to that place, I think, of maturing.
Well, that's good. That's good. So we're going to be offering free tattoos. We're going to have tattoo artists in the offices, guys, next week. And for anyone that wants one of these, you can get one of two choices.
Okay, good. Choice
number one is you can get these 4 questions on your wrist. Question number 1, what outcome do I actually want here?
That's my favorite, yep.
Question number 2, what seems to matter to me most right now? This is a look inside and go, it's an audit. Am I really focused right now on justice more than I am on my client?
Mm-hmm.
Look in the mirror on that one.
The third one.
Third question. Are my words and actions serving the outcome or serving my ego? Now, that's a long tattoo, but I think...
but it's a good one.
Some of you need it.
That's a really good one.
And then number 4, what am I trying to protect? Which is, they're all asking the same thing. Am I focused on validating my ego or getting the outcome? And so if you don't want all 4 of those, then you can just get one tattoo.
Straight up.
And it's just, do I want to win or be right? And you can choose. Do I want to win or get justice? Do I want to win or look strong? You can pick yours if you want. These are free. They're on the company.
Yeah.
Because I think, obviously that's a joke, but I mean, honestly.
But it is the thing that you have to like stamp on your brain somehow, right? To ask yourself these things before you plow forward.
And I don't know what that is metaphorically, but I think that you're dead right. I think it's first awareness. Because I think it's, man, if I can save some of the emails that I've read that show up in ethics complaints later on.
Oh, boy.
This is the fight that you wanted to pick with your client over the situation. How did you think this was getting? And I think that on the back end, most people can see, those were probably unhelpful sentences. In the moment, it is about, can you recognize this? Can you gain control of yourself? Can you reestablish focus on what you're actually trying to get done? 1, if it's not getting the client to where they're going, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
And 2, at the bigger level, guys, are you clear on what you're actually trying to get out of this business? Because if you're not, then these little whims are going to show up and you're going to be offended over and over and over again. And it's fine. Be offended. I'm offended all the time. I'm pissed off all the time. And I want to ram people off the interstate all the time. I've stopped doing that.
Oh.
Because I'm pretty clear on the fact that that's not a good, it's not going to get me to the outcome.
It's not doing anything.
I actually like that metaphor best because that is my area of road rage.
I have a little bit of that, honestly.
Well, because it should be. People should be smarter. And there should be justice. And bullies should be held accountable. But if then decide to run for office and go get or become Batman and go fight bullies. But if you're a real estate agent serving your clients, then that's not the job you've got. So you need to pick what you're doing, focus on that, get the outcome. I hope you guys can hear this with grace and compassion. Yeah. I promise you we all struggle with it.
Yes, 100%. Every person.
I'm 100% convinced that if you can solve this problem in your little monkey brains, that's like our amygdalas.
I know. Yep, absolutely.
If you can solve this in your mind, you become exponentially more potent as a human being, whether it's serving your clients or just getting where you want to go in life.
Where you want to go.
I'll let you close out the thought. I'm glad I got to share this.
Yeah, me too.
I hope I didn't step on too many toes, but there you are.
I think, again, I just have to go back to knowing is so powerful in this situation. So just pause, stop yourself from doing the things that you can now maybe hopefully see in a different light. And sometimes, you know what, I've written some angry emails and then I don't send them anywhere because I just have to get the things out and just whatever. And then I'm like, that's not good. That's not the best answer. I have done that before in my past life as a teacher to, some of my responses to parents, and I've had to have other people help me read them. And I'm like, no, I'm not sending. I mean, yes. So yes, there are times when I've had to just learn to pause. So I think,
oh man, it's
anything,
hard
that's the
work
thing.
being a professional and an adult, right?
But that's what we're actually paid to do, right? In these situations for our clients too.
I think that's the point. This is what you're paid to do. And whether your client's paying you or you're the one paying you, at the end of the day, like winning is what we're here for. And so much is possible. And this is such an amazing career. And it's such a blessing to do what we do. We all have little egos, little Dylan, little Angela, little whoever you are. Do you want to win or be right? You got to choose. Thanks for listening, guys. Good luck with this one.